I'm Andy, and I'm interested in nanoparticle synthesis and how you can characterize nanoparticles, but very much in an autonomous way. I use AI to analyze the data, and I use robotics to do the synthesis. So to synthesize nanoparticles, that is a very hard thing to do in general, but I really think that it can push the society that we live in. So for example, you can use nanoparticles as a catalyst in power-to-X applications. And if we could control the synthesis of these nanoparticles, it would give us some new opportunities as researchers, and hopefully it would mean that it wouldn't take decades to make some new catalysts for power-to-X, but might take years. So we're trying to accelerate that process, and we're doing that by the use of AI and robotics. And DanMAX is a really good beamline doing that kind of experiments. So here at DanMAX we can characterize the structure of nanomaterials, and you can't do that many places. You see here is a modular robotic setup that we're using to synthesize nanomaterials. It's built in different modules. You have one here, the storage box, then you have 3 different ones here, and they each have one function. They can do one thing, and you can then put them together as you want your setup to be. So kind of like playing with Lego bricks. These two here takes in the chemicals, and then in this one we mix all the chemicals. There's a mixer, and then we run it down here where we shoot UV lights on our nanomaterials. When we then have synthesized our nanomaterials, we can run it through a tube. You see a tube over here that goes into a silica capillary, which has no background when you do X-ray scattering, so we get good data of our nanoparticles on this detector that you see over here. And on the other side, it runs down to a waste container.
It's not the last one, is it?
The very last one on the right. Ah, yeah, that
It's all the last one.
Maybe the biggest challenge is actually orchestrating all of this, so putting all of these things together, both hardware-wise, but also software-wise, that they have to communicate. And then on a more abstract level, putting together a team that have the expertise on all these levels, and make that team communicate. The chemists have to talk with an expert in robotics, or an expert in AI, and like, how do you make all these people communicate? That's probably some of the biggest challenges.